Hey, my name's Charles, and I want to show you what is my first KiCad project, and also the first published project, or I guess completed published project, on a new resource that I've created called clectric.diy, which I hope to intend to be a resource and sort of gathering place for Synth DIY community online. I'll show you more about that in a little bit, but first, the thing that I've been working on. This is what's called a daisy seed. You may have seen these already. They are advertised it in their Kickstarter as Arduino for Synth. So basically this is a dev board that can do lots of audio, lots of DSP and other fun audio things. Put the obligatory US quarter there for size comparison. The thing is pretty tiny. So lots of resources online about what you can do with this thing, but want to show you another product that they make, which is the Daisy Pod. So this is that same Daisy Seed chip just sitting on top of this expansion board. The cool thing about the expansion board is that it obviously has buttons and potentiometer and an encoder and IO ports and a published schematic and other information about how you can develop for the Daisy Seed using more input output control things here on this board. So that is all provided. So what I was doing was actually creating a version of the Daisy Pod for the AE modular synth system. So this isn't Eurorack. This is a different type of synth, modular synthesis system. I'll have a video on that coming up here pretty soon because they have a huge DIY community, and it's encouraged through that company that you do the DIY, and there's a big big group of people who are using it. So anyway, more information about that coming up soon. But anyway, so what I was doing was I wanted to create I'm working on creating a AE modular version of the Electrosmith Daisy Pod. So what I've been doing is looking at their documentation. And so this is the pinout diagram, pinout diagram that they have for the pod itself, and then for the pod, and then for the Daisy Seed itself, and then the schematic that they have published for the pod. They have lots of resources like this. Go to daisy.audio for this stuff. I will put a link in the show notes. Anyway, so my idea that turned into my first KiCad project is I was flipping back and forth, from here to there, and then, you can see that I made some notes about, which corresponding, pin on the pod, what the corresponding pin was on the seed. And so, like I said, I was flipping back and forth, and I said, wouldn't it be neat if, I had this documentation really right in front of me, more so than having to flip back and forth. And I learned that one of the main PCB manufacturers had a full screen print process where they could actually put an image, full screen image, onto your PCB. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat, that would be awesome, to create a breakout board for the seed itself that actually had this diagram on it. So instead of having to count pins and then go back and forth, which one is that again, you would actually have this on the board. So that is exactly what I did. I went, I created a KiCad project, laid it out with a breakout board, made the spacing, the right size to accomplish that, and then I printed it. And there was nothing on it. This was a lesson for me in paying attention to the instructions. Turns out there was one check mark that I missed, and so this is what it ended up. So I dropped that whole idea, and I just printed the thing out and stuck it right on top of it just like that and went on my way. Just kidding. I spent the extra money, had it done again, and there it is. Breakout board with that pinout diagram, just like you saw it earlier. So want to show you, so tada, I guess. It was fun. I made this. I've got, the minimum number that you had to order was 5. I haven't actually used this yet. Like I said, really it turned into more of an exercise in learning how to use KiCad, which was great. But if you're interested in this thing, especially interested, might want to buy one, let me know down in the comments, because like I said, I do have a few of them that I would be willing to part with. Anyway, so this is what I'm calling the clectric.diy charge daisy seed breakout board. So now I want to share with you what clectric.diy is. This is the first time I'm introducing it online. It's something I've been working on for a while, but there's not really a whole lot going on here yet, just because life, right? Stuff gets in the way. But I've been kind of building a framework and putting some stuff in that I'm building and expanding on, as time permits. Anyway, so like I said earlier in the video, clectric.diy, I'm hoping that this becomes a online makerspace for the Synth DIY community. I'm putting everything that I can, go away Gemini, I'm putting everything that I can open, I'm using open source licenses. And it's very important that you read the licensing information when you want to, or if you want to use these resources. And there's information in our discussion forum. If you see any problem with these licenses, contact me, because what I really want to make sure, I want to make sure that the intent of my sharing of these resources matches what with the license that I'm using. Specifically, I'm using the let me go look at it. The OHS, Open Hardware Licenses, OHL, from CERN. So much like the GPL or MIT or an open license, this is hardware specific or designed for hardware. And there's different variants that I'm using: strongly reciprocal, weakly reciprocal. Read this page for information about the licenses. There are other also, so these are for the hardware. There's also MIT license for the software, and then Creative Commons for the content of this website and other documentation that we put out. So like I said, I'm really trying to keep this open, make this available for everybody, and put some constraints on how this can be used by others in the future. And by constraints, I mean really just to keep it open for the community. So obviously this is hosted on GitHub. So here's our GitHub collection of repositories itself. I have gone a little crazy. I've got 15 repositories, even though, like I said earlier, I'm not really, this is all just kind of a framework right now. There's some stuff in here, and please come explore it. But the charge seed is the thing that we were just talking about. So here is the source code for that. And a caveat that I'd like to mention is that the manufacturer who allows you to do the full color print on the PCB requires that you use their software. I don't know actually if there's a way to do what they want to do. It's a new technology, I guess, for them. I don't know if there's a way to do it in KiCad, but bottom line is the silkscreen images are here in this folder, but you got to go to their website to print it out. Position the images in the way that they print it out, read the documentation, click the check mark, don't spend the extra money that I had to spend. Anyway, I think that might have been everything that I wanted to share right now. So go to clectric.diy and check out the resources that I have here, and encourage you to go and make your own projects, and share the resources with us. So anyway, have fun. Take care. I'm Charles. Bye.